What's up guys, this is Pokemon Orange Flame and welcome everyone to my Black Clover anime review. Guys, I am so excited to do this anime review here for this channel just because, I was a little bit skeptical of going into episode 1. I know I should have done it last week when it first aired, but I wanted to watch it first, kind of get the hang of it. I needed episode 2 to make sure I actually wanted to do this here on my channel, and I'm totally right. I definitely want to do this, guys. This is one of the most, like I said, the most anticipated animes of 2017, and here's the reason why. I'll kind of give a little bit of backstory if you guys didn't watch episode 1 and go into my episode 2 review right here. So guys, the story is with two orphan children named Asta and Yuno, and their kind of goal in life is to become the Wizard King. It kind of sounds like the Hokage from Naruto. Wow, same difference. This kind of anime is like if Hero Academia and Naruto had a baby, or Fairy Tail and Naruto had a baby together. That's kind of really what the anime is, and it's based off. And it's kind of cool in general, but there's definitely a lot of hints of, those three animes kind of being in this, kind of together. What this with the character dialogue, guys, it's kind of like the Sasuke in this anime. He's kind of like the cool guy, he knows he can control his magic really well, and just kind of, doesn't really talk whatsoever. He's just kind of one of those badasses that everyone knows and can really take care of himself. While with Asta, the other hand, he's kind of an annoying little guy. Like, people know who he is, but he grew up without magic. He doesn't know any magic powers whatsoever, and he tries to train really hard every single day, to prove people wrong, and especially like he wants to get ahead of they have that rivalry. He wants to be better than him, but the problem with it is, like I said, he doesn't have any magic. That when you reach the age of 15, all the 15-year-olds go to the tower to receive their grimoires. The grimoires are kind of like their future of if they want to become the Wizard King, if they want to become a knight, or just use their magic just to help people in general, just kind of like their future job. And it's kind of cool because with he got the Good Luck Grimoire. Good Luck Grimoire, it represents good luck. It's the grimoire that the Wizard King back in the day had, and it's a legendary book that everyone doesn't know that it will appear in Yuno's hands. With Asta, by the way, he doesn't get a grimoire whatsoever. He was born without magic. He was kind of a laughing stock, and it's kind of sad that he didn't get one because he trains hard every single day, but it sucks because he doesn't have any magical powers with him. But the great power that had, a lot of people kind of want this, especially the guy with the chains that wanted to take his power, and he does. But with Asta, on the other hand, he comes to try to save his friend, and it doesn't really work out too well. But looks deep inside that since Asta is helping him, it was he senses it when they were younger. Asta always helping him out, that it is his rival, and it kind of triggers Asta. Like, it's kind of that point where finally he receives his magic, because if his friend believes in him, he'll finally get his magic. He does, but instead he gets a 5th leaf Clover Grimoire, which represents a demon. So really he has a demon inside him, which is kind of like the nine-tailed fox from Naruto, and that's kind of really how the episode ends right there, with the badass moment of him staring at the enemy down. So now we're going to go on to episode 2 right here, which episode 2 gives a lot more backstory, and of course it continues the fight of Asta versus Chain Guy. Sorry, I do not know his name, but it kind of goes in the fight with him. But what's really interesting about episode 2 right here is, we get to see, Asta and kind of grow up. This is at the age when they're 5 years old, and it's kind of cool because it's a really big difference of when they were younger to how they were now. Like I said before, when was like that cool guy, doesn't really care what anyone thinks about him, and can use his magic really well, it was weird because at this age he was always a shy guy. He was always like letting Asta go ahead of him. He was always a crybaby. He would always cry about a lot of things, and it's kind of weird because we know now doesn't cry. He doesn't look like he has any emotion whatsoever. So I kind of find this intriguing because I feel like Asta is still the same throughout all of this, and the only thing I could hate about this anime, the only thing I dislike about this anime is that Asta's voice is more annoying when he was younger than he is now. Like, seriously, he sounds like a car just on the highway and driving. That's literally what Asta sounds like, and it's god awful. It's terrible, and especially his younger voice, it was god awful. I find it fascinating because Asta at the first wanted to become the Wizard King. He wanted to help people out. He knew that he was him and were living a terrible lifestyle, and he wants it to be better for him and everyone else around, and that shines in his eyes that he wants to become the Wizard King as well, because he wants to give hope to people and etc. like that. But I just feel like it's kind of a cool dialogue because we finally figured out why they chose the Wizard King path, why they became rivals, why they want to reach this goal, and kind of beat each other, what their purpose is going for this. And I just find that fascinating because Asta has always had Yuno's back, and now wants to repay Asta for all of he's done in the past and in the future now. It's like no matter what, it's kind of cool because, you know, they're not really brother and brother, but they're kind of brothers to each other. You know, they grew up together, and, you know, Asta always has his back, and no matter what happens or what he goes through, he'll always be there for him. And Yuno finds that, and now Yuno wants to do the same for Asta, which is kind of really cool. And it's kind of really what the dialogue was there back in the day, was that they'll always take care of each other, and no matter, you know, what happens, they'll always still be rivals. Then we get to the present of what we hear now. You know, Asta finally gets, you know, his power. He gets the fifth leaf Clover Grimoire, and this part is kind of badass, but I kind of disagree with it a little bit. The thing I disagree is I kind of wish we actually got a fight here. Like, literally, I think it's only like a minute, I'm pretty sure, of him wielding his sword and literally just demolishes him. He breaks his chains and just throws him into a rock wall, which I find fucking awesome. But I just wish it was kind of a lot longer. Like, I feel like that would have been, you know, a good fight between that, and really it was short. That's the only thing I kind of dislike about this, is I wish that it would have been a longer fight than literally just a minute long. See a really big difference of Yuno in this at the end of episode 2, because, you know, at the end of, you know, episode 1, or even just episode 1 in general, you know, like, looks to Austin is like, you're not really kind of worth my rival, and now he actually sees him like back in the day of Asta helping him, and that he can be more stronger than him. So it's kind of cool how now he accepts him fully as a rival. But now, you know, sees Asta full of potential now that he actually has, you know, some kind of power, and his power is, he doesn't really have, you know, a lot of magical abilities, but his power is never given up. You know, Asta never give up on anything, you know, protecting his friends and family. And now that, you know, finally sees that in him, he knows that he could be a lot stronger, and that he needs to get stronger more to beat Asta, so he could become the Wizard King before him. So other than that, it was, you know, it was a cool episode. You know, it was just kind of getting, you know, its first episodes, you know, it's going to be, you know, about dialogue. It's going to be them, you know, talking about how they grew up, you know, the backstory to all this in general. And I think it's pretty cool. You know, I feel like the best part about this episode was, you know, getting their backstory of how they wanted to become the Wizard King, that they'll have each other's backs no matter what quest or journey they go through. And it's just kind of cool in general that, you know, they're not brothers, but they act like brothers. Hope you guys enjoyed. You know, Black Clover is definitely, you know, a worth watch. The only thing I could say bad about this episode so far is, you know, the dialogue. Like, I know dialogue is always boring, like, to know, like, the characters and etc. like that. Asta's voice is so god terrible, but it's definitely a recommend, guys. I hope that, you know, all enjoyed, you know, this episode's like kind of 1 and 2 review. It was more of a 2, but, you know, I didn't do a review for episode 1, so it was kind of like that in general. But yeah, all in general, I'm very happy about this. I'll definitely give this episode, I think, a 7 out of 10. I just wish that, I think it would be a lot higher if the battle was a lot longer between the Chain Guy versus Asta. I'm still, you know, disappointed that it was only like a minute long. I wish it would have went for like at least maybe 5 minutes or something, or maybe Asta and Yuno taken down together. But yeah, that was the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys go and check out Black Clover as well on Crunchyroll. And yeah, much love, guys. Hope you all have a fantastic day. And this is Flame, guys. I'm out. Peace.